Welcome to the LSE, Ajay. Thank you very much for being here today. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good. I mean, we're on a holiday. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. How does LSE feel? And how does the concept of India Week feel?
Look, you haven't been fair to me. You brought me straight to the ground, and I haven't been to the campus, so
Okay.
I don't know what LSE looks like from inside because I could never get in with the grades that I had when I got out of school. So I could never get in then. I thought today was a good chance to get in, but unfortunately you brought me back to Lords, and I wish I could have gone in and experienced what LSE was
No,
like.
of course, we'll show you around. We're always open 24/7, so I'll take you after.
Okay, and then I'll be ready to answer that question.
Sure. Okay, so as students of economics at the LSE, and economics is our forte, so for us the IPL, the Indian Premier League, has been very interesting to witness it, to see it develop from something that was nothing, from a concept, to such a huge economic fraternity in such a short space of time. So could you tell me a bit about the IPL and what your thoughts on the IPL are?
I think it's been wonderful for the sport of cricket. I look at it that way. There are a lot of people who probably look at it from the other side. For the economics of the sport, definitely it's tenfolds the economics of this cricket in India that used to be. So what more can you ask for? From zero to 10 times in 1 year with literally no investment. The way I look at it, I think there was a smart man called Lalit Modi who came with this concept. It's almost like, to put it in layman's term, I mean, I wouldn't try and put anything in numbers to you guys, but it's almost like going to one of these Arab countries and asking the sheikhs to say, listen, you guys take 100 barrels a day out of this oil fields that you've got. How about if I give you 1,000 barrels worth of money up front, and then I'll do whatever I want. I think literally that's what he did with the BCCI and the cricketing fraternity. We used to play 45 days of cricket in a year, all one-day matches included and test matches, and the revenues were not even 10%. He took it to another level. So first he added 45 days of cricket, which is almost doubling your production in one way. And then the best part that I see is you always had one team. I mean, India had one team, and if India wasn't playing, there was nothing else happening. Today he's created 8 more cricket teams. So that's another almost 8, 9, 10 folds of the business there. So that's basically how he set this whole thing up. And I have to be honest, I wasn't one of those who believed that this could be a success, because I always believe cricket is a sport where you have to represent a team, and being a sportsman, I always was looking at it from the other side. But as I see them, neither are players worried about which team they're going to play for, neither are the supporters, and neither are the sponsors. So I think all in all, it's been a great success. And it's just, it's not that he's brought in a new product or anything. The 2020 cricket existed in England for years. In fact, almost going back to 80s, I played 86, 87, I was playing here in England. And we used to play 20 over games in those days. But the only difference in those days was that you had to draw as well. But this is a new format of the game, but not just from the IPL. So he took a format, he created a city-based team, franchise-based thing, which was never part of the sport of cricket. It was always representing a state or a country or a county here in England. So he changed that to the corporate world. And the corporate world coming into this game, I'm not too sure again, how it's going to turn out. I mean, is it going to be beneficial for this sport, or is it going to harm this sport in the long run? But one thing's for sure, if you had, say, 100 kids starting off playing cricket in India, I don't know about the rest of the world, but I can take an example from, say, a batch of 20 kids where we started off playing cricket in school at the age of 13, 14, 15. By the time we got to class 10 in India, half of them had dropped out because they were making choices in their lives to, what are they going to do professionally or, career-wise. And by the time we got to college, another half of them dropped out. And as soon as you got out of college, which is only 21 in India, about 20, 21, 22 years old, 90% of people who started playing had dropped out of playing cricket. So you didn't get the best players always at the top. A lot of people, went away. Whereas with the IPL, with all, no matter how you look at the sport and how you look at IPL, and people can have their opinions on it. One thing's for sure, cricketers who start off playing cricket are staying on with this sport for much longer. So anybody, if there's more competition, if the masses are playing, I'm sure you'll find better players in the future. It's all up to the board now, how they use that new resource that's coming in. They'll have to groom them, but apart from that, I think you will benefit from them. That's why I look at it and say, look, in totality, you will benefit. There'll be more kids wanting to play. One, for the passion of playing for the country or whatever, and two, the guys who are dropping out for a career will also carry on playing. So if they can go and play for India, that'll be beneficial for the
and the
sport.
Opportunity, I guess, for all these young guys to come up and play increases as well. So from the onset,
it makes it easier. Because in the olden days, you only had one. It's almost like you pass out from all the schools in India, and there was one college you could get in.
Definitely, a monopoly.
Monopoly. It's almost like Sri Ram School this year had what 99.9% cutoff. I mean, that's the minimum that you needed, and not many are going to get in there. So similarly, you only had one Indian cricket team. So if you didn't play for India, you were left with nothing. Now you've got 8 or 9 teams now, so you almost got 90 players playing for these various teams. So from 11 now you've got 90 players who can make a living out of it, or play at a competitive level. So it makes it much easier for players to play.
And so there's this school of thought which says that IPL is a threat to Test cricket and to the one-day format. Do you think that's true, or do you think that's just a comment that people come up with?
I think it's a opinion again of an individual. I mean, I look at it. It depends. I mean, like I just explained to you, I think boards and cricket boards around the world should look at IPL or tournaments like this and say, look, we've got more players playing now. We need to grab these guys from there and train them to play Test match cricket. Or if a lot of them have a problem with IPL because kids in IPL get paid more than what they get paid playing for Test cricket. So then there is a clear indicator to you that you need to start paying more to people who play Test cricket. And if it was as simple as that if somebody if he wants to play whichever cricket that he wants and is capable of doing it, and he's playing cricket or 2020 cricket only because he's getting paid more, then it's a very simple solution that you have. Just pay the Test guys the maximum amount of money and you'll have more Test players. But that isn't the case. I don't see it like that. I think it's got different skills that you need to have for these sports. I mean, Test match cricket is totally different from 2020 cricket. So I don't see it as a detriment. I see it as, it actually encourages people to stay in the sport for longer. But it's up to the boards or the country boards to pick players from here and groom them to play Test cricket, or have and anybody who believes that it's just that because they get paid more there that they want to play there, just pay them more.
That would be a very economical solution to it as well.
I mean, if the problem is economical, then there is a very simple solution. If 90 guys can be paid more for playing, which most people consider, and even I do consider, as a lower grade of cricket, then the highest grade of cricket, which is considered Test cricket and which is the ultimate cricket, why should the 11 guys, 90 can play in the IPL and only 11 can play for India? Why should those guys be paid any less than these guys?
Okay, and
I'm not going to play, but still.
And any comments about India's recent performance? It's not been the best. It's not been very good either. I'm
glad I was on the flight today. I didn't have to see the game. But that's the nature of sport. I mean, it's unfair. Now that I don't play, I can say that it is actually unfair to the guys, because I'm sure those guys are getting in their best. And what we tend to forget as Indians mostly is, or Pakistani, in fact we've got Pakistani friends here as well, that when two teams are playing, there's only one that's going to win.
Sure.
We want our team to win all the time. And we've just won the World Cup. I think we should take it easy. I think the boys are taking a break. We just got used to winning, so they're just taking a break for a while. They'll come back. Wait till they land in India. They'll start trashing everybody.
We hope so, and we hope that today they trash every other team out there as well at LSE. Just one last final question. Tell me about one cricketing moment of yours that you will never forget. That one special moment.
Oh, it's a tough one, and I just answered with the greats that I actually looked up to. I started playing cricket because I saw the World Cup final here, Kapil Dev winning that trophy. And to walk on to that cricket field with Kapil Dev in that team, I think that for me would always remain the most cherished moment.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Ajay, for attending the LSE's India-Pakistan match. and we look forward to India winning, and I'll end it there. Thank you.